Picture this for a second. A U.S. Senate hearing, microphones on, cameras rolling, and under oath, an exchange official essentially admits that the silver market everyone relies on might not actually have the silver people think it does. If that sounds like a plot twist straight out of a financial thriller, stay with me. Because what was said, how markets reacted, and what it could mean for prices, investors, and even everyday products is the kind of story that can quietly reshape an entire market before most people realize what is actually happening. Silver isn't just a shiny metal. It's a critical industrial input used everywhere from solar panels to medical devices. It's a time-tested monetary hedge against inflation. And crucially, it's a major pressure point in the global financial system. When confidence in its availability cracks, panic doesn't start with sirens. It starts with whispers, then spreads like a shockwave through futures contracts, vault inventories, and investor psychology. To truly understand why this specific moment caused such an earthquake in the trading community, we need to slow down and look at how the silver market actually works. Because it is very different from what most people imagine. When people hear the term COMEX, they often picture giant fortified vaults stacked floor to ceiling with solid silver bars backing every single contract that's traded. In reality, COMEX, which is part of the CME group, is primarily a futures exchange. And what are futures? They are essentially promises. They are standardized contracts agreeing to buy or sell silver at a future date for a set price. The key takeaway here is that most of these contracts never ever result in physical delivery. They are simply rolled over, offset with another trade, or settled in cash. Now, this isn't necessarily a secret, and it's not automatically a scam. Futures markets exist precisely to provide transparent price discovery and to allow large commercial users to hedge their risks. The fundamental tension, however, begins when the volume of paper claims, these contracts, grows exponentially larger than the amount of physical metal realistically available for immediate delivery. This is where the Senate hearing bombshell lands. When an official, under oath, implies or states that the physical backing isn't there in the amounts the trading suggests, it pulls the rug out from under the core assumption of the market, that if you demand physical delivery, you can get it. Historically, the ratio between paper silver and physical silver has often been staggering, sometimes over 100 to 1. Think about that. For every 1 ounce of silver in the vault, there are 100 ounces claimed on paper. As long as only a small percentage of buyers ever ask for the real metal, the system chugs along fine. But the moment a large enough number of participants suddenly demand delivery, that ratio collapses, exposing the true physical scarcity. This event directly impacts investor psychology. If the official mechanisms of trade, the exchanges, admit that there's a problem with the physical inventory, it triggers an immediate rush to secure real assets. Suddenly, those physical bars, coins, and industrial inventories become far more valuable than the paper promises. For retail investors, this means the risk of counterparty failure, meaning the inability of the exchange or bank to deliver the physical metal they promised, becomes a very real threat, pushing them toward physical acquisition or strongly backed exchange-traded products. For the actual price of silver, this dynamic sets up a classic short squeeze scenario. Imagine massive institutions are short silver, meaning they have sold contracts promising to deliver silver they don't actually own, betting the price will fall. If the official testimony sparks a massive delivery demand, these institutions have to rush out and buy physical silver immediately to cover their commitments, regardless of the price. This sudden surge in physical buying can rocket the price upward far faster than any normal market condition. And the implications go far beyond just investors or speculators. Silver is an indispensable commodity for modern manufacturing. Industrial demand currently consumes more than half of the global supply, powering the green energy transition through solar technology and electric vehicles. If confidence in the supply chain breaks, or if the price spikes drastically due to a physical shortage, the cost of manufacturing everything from iPhones to batteries goes up. This impacts everyone. So, while the futures market remains essential for price hedging, this revelation served as a harsh reminder that the paper markets and the physical markets are two distinct beasts. Understanding the relationship, or the massive imbalance between those two worlds, is critical right now. It is the key to understanding silver's future price movements. Thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe if you want to keep up with these deep dives into the real mechanics of the markets.